Today, we're jumping into a fantastic story about a princess whose birthday party, well, it got a little out of hand. All because her dad, the king, might just love a good party a little too much.
So, picture this. We're in a small, rocky little kingdom, and the princess is about to have her birthday. But there's a problem, a big one, right from the get-go. She and her father have, let's say, very different ideas about what makes a good party.
See, the king, her dad, he absolutely adores parties, and his vision for this birthday bash is, uh, epic. The princess, not so much, and this royal disagreement is really where all the trouble begins.
The king is just bursting with excitement. He declares it's going to be the biggest, best, most excellent birthday party ever. We're talking a massive, kingdom-wide blowout. He invites friends, family, acquaintances, basically anyone who works in the castle, and he doesn't stop there. He even invites all the animals, the duke's dog, the knight's war horses, you name it.
But the princess? Yeah, she's on a totally different page. She's more of a small, quiet gathering kind of person, poems, maybe a few games. She tries to tell him, hey, I'd really rather just have like a little thing, maybe a couple friends. But the king, he's in his party planning zone, and he is just not hearing it.
So does he listen? Nope. He completely ignores her and just bellows for his 20 fastest riders on their 20 fastest horses. Their job? Ride through the entire kingdom and make sure every single person knows about this party. The princess tries again, pleading for something smaller, but the king, still not listening, somehow gets the exact wrong message. He goes, "You're right, that's not nearly enough." And just like that, he more than doubles the guest list, calling for 50 riders on 50 horses.
And for the grand finale, in this magnificent burst of enthusiasm, he doubles it again. 100 of the fastest riders are now thundering across the kingdom, roaring from the roads that everyone, and he means everyone, must come to the princess's excellent birthday.
Well, with 100 riders spreading the news, it didn't take long for the entire kingdom to hear about the party. But here's the thing. The message also reached some, let's just say, uninvited guests. The kind who like to crash a party.
Yep, the news travels all the way to 2 different mountain trolls, one from each end of the kingdom. And these trolls have a particular hobby: kidnapping princesses. So naturally, they both decide they're going to crash this party, and they both have the exact same goal in mind.
And their arrival is, well, it's not subtle. There's this huge crash as the castle gates are smashed into splinters. First, a troll named Crunch McBones stomps in, but he's immediately followed by Bones McCrunch, who shoves him right out of the way. And just like that, they start fighting, wrestling right through the dance floor over who gets to capture the princess.
So while everyone else is panicking, including the king, the princess is completely cool. She's brave, she's thinking fast. She sees the chaos, sure, but she also notices that the sky in the east is just starting to get a little bit lighter. So she steps forward with a plan.
She announces a contest. She tells the 2 brawling trolls that the winner, and only the winner, of 3 challenges gets to kidnap her. They kind of grumble about it, but then she asks if they're scared, and their troll pride kicks right in.
First up, a test of strength. Who can lift the biggest boulder? Crunch McBones, he just walks over and lifts one bigger than a cow right over his head. Easy. Bones McCrunch tries to do the same and just tips right over. So that's 1 point for Crunch. Now the king, he's finally catching on to what his clever daughter is up to, so he declares the second challenge, a test of speed. It's a race to a farm wall, way in the distance and back. And this time, Bones McCrunch is the clear winner, getting back a whole minute before a very winded Crunch. Okay, the score is now tied, 1-1. So we're all tied up, and those first little hints of sunrise are starting to peek over the horizon. The princess knows she just needs to buy a little more time, so she proposes the final tie-breaking challenge.
It's a test of wit, she says, a riddle. The trolls, of course, hate riddles, but they agree to it. And the princess begins, keeping her eye on that growing light in the sky. There is a golden sleeper who's always warm in bed. She goes to sleep each night at dusk, for dawn raises her head.
She keeps going. No one dares to meet her eye, she'll steal your very sight. She sails across a sea of blue, a ship of heaven's light. Who is she?
And the trolls? Oh, man. They are just completely stumped. They think so hard, their eyes literally cross, and you can practically see smoke coming out of their ears. They're guessing things like round ball head and fire lava, but they just can't get it.
So the princess gives them one last little hint. She glances at the horizon, a little smile playing on her lips, and she just tells them, "It's right behind you."
And with that one simple hint, the princess's clever plan reaches its, well, you could call it a stone-cold solution. At that exact moment, the sun finally crests the horizon, and that first real sunlight spills over the party. The trolls Crunch and Bones, they turn around to look, and with this loud echoing thonk, they are instantly turned to stone. The entire party just erupts in a wild cheer. After things calm down a bit, the king pulls his daughter aside for a hug. He finally apologizes, admitting he got so carried away with planning a huge party that he kind of accidentally got the trolls invited.
And so, the princess finally got the birthday party she wanted from the very beginning. The next day, she had a wonderful, quiet little party with just her mom, her dad, and her 2 best friends.
And as for the trolls, well, they were way too big to move. So the king just built a fountain around them, decided to call it a statue, and declared the whole thing was a birthday present for his very, very clever daughter.